No, he
Secondhand
was
ring
on a
pops.
wrapper. He didn't take it out of her mouth. He just,
Okay.
Hey, everybody.
Interesting.
Sucking on a ring pop. What are you doing?
Sucking on a ring
everybody,
pop.
yes. Welcome, everybody, to the Pocket Dimension. Today's episode is all about Firefly and Daggerheart. Pew, pew,
That's
pew,
right.
pew, 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 pew.
Secondhand ring pop.
Daggerheart and Fireheart.
Disastrous. Hi, everybody.
Disastrous ring pop.
We are the Pocket Dimension. We are just four friends that like to talk about TTRPGs and do all kinds of fun things surrounding TTRPGs. My name is Matt.
My name is Allison.
I'm Shiny Captain. Evan.
I'm Wash, aka Fitz. I wear my tropical shirt and everything.
Hawaiian shirt day. Bless.
Yeah.
It must have been 9 months ago today that we launched our YouTube membership,
Must
which is
have.
Okay.
$1 and unlocks the use of icons, and that's it.
Yeah.
But I
Well,
know
that's
you're
it,
seeing
really.
celebrations in the chat right now.
You get a little badge too, which is fun.
Fun little badge.
Yeah,
Sure.
so-
Badges are fun. They can be.
it can be.
We all
Unless they're on
we
your
all know.
text messages and they.
Yeah.
Hey, hey guys.
Anyway, yeah. What's
Before
up?
we get going, can I do
Yeah.
a little promo of our good friend Bridget Connell?
Yes,
Sure.
do it.
Yeah, check out this sweet shirt. Baldur's Gate 3 in a van. Down. You can go and get one of your very own at Bridget. I believe it's BridgetConnell.com. It's Bridget with an I, BRIDGIT Connell, CONNELL.com, and you of course can get lots of her other amazing stuff. Art, stickers,
Her
and
stickers are pretty.
do it soon before these tariffs make it more expensive. So go support her and your other local artists ASAP.
Yep.
I mean,
And
also
drop
support them then.
her website in the chat. What'd you say again?
Thanks for.
I said also do it then because it's about to get a lot harder for the artists and creators that we love
Yeah.
to bring
Don't
us
stop.
things of theirs that we love.
Dark.
You know what? In
Absolutely.
fact, just go into our Discord. Go to the art channel, scroll through, and anytime anybody posts something you like, go there and then just like send them a Venmo. Just like
Yep.
send them a Venmo.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
and then go to
Yes.
Bridget and like buy all of her shit from the
Yes.
store.
Yeah.
Well, not shit. It's good stuff. For
Yeah.
good stuff.
Right.
For good stuff.
For good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I
so,
have seen a lot of creators, especially of the TTRPG bend. I mean, even cardboard to, encapsulate the game systems that we love so much and print out the cards is gonna get harder.
Yeah. Buy
Yeah.
buy the PDFs. If people are offering PDFs,
Yes.
buy PDFs.
buy PDFs.
Buy all the good shit, says
Yeah.
our very favorite disastrous goth. Buy
Who has some
all-
good shit too?
Who has some good shit to
Has
buy.
some good soul blight
by
shit.
the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Among other things, I just saw that you pulled out the Horde and promoted recently, and offered some other Shadow Dark offerings just this morning, I believe. So
Bring out the hordes.
yeah, bring out the Horde. Bring out the Horde.
Please.
Well, thanks for letting me plug. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, of course. No. Bridget is the best.
Yeah, and it's a good reminder that in these chaotic times, it's good to support your community in
Yes.
in any way you can, whether that is just by like if you follow Bridget or Lurk or anybody on a social platform and they post something you like, just repost it. Or
Totally.
if you can give them money for something, give them money for something.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
100%.
Yeah.
I will not burst into we're all in this together. I will not burst into
Including,
we're all
but
in
not-
this together. I will not burst into we're all in this together.
Now that AK has centered
Thoughts
herself,
are gonna win today.
let us meet. In another pocket dimension.
Yes, in another pocket dimension today. The reason that we got together today is based loosely on the 20th anniversary of the release of the movie called Serenity, which was a continuation of the, I would say, hit television show, but it really was not a hit. In fact,
Cult.
it was a cult classic, cult favorite.
Much like us.
You know,
We are not that kind of cult, AK.
Right.
Could be.
Yes.
I mean, we are that kind of cult.
We are
Cult
that.
and a cult.
Yeah, we are a cult of nerds, and that's what Firefly was. It was Joss
So
Whedon,
good.
who also was the creator of many things, of course,
Yeah.
Buffy and Angel and such. And we don't really speak his name too loudly anymore because of
I know, because he kind of sucks.
problematic, behavior. However, there's some things where we have to, for our own sanity, try to separate the art from the artist. And
There's no denying the quality of the output. I mean,
No.
unless you're, there's taste. You have your own taste. You either like it, you
Yes.
can like it or not, but you can't deny that.
I love Jax's distinction here. We are a classic cult. Firefly is a classic.
That's a very,
Yes.
That is a very
Yes,
good
we have-
distinction. Thank you.
Well,
we have
Thank you for calling me
a studio full of robes. But yeah, Firefly.
Matt.
What? Oh, I was. I didn't mean to say that out loud. Holy crap.
that. They are purple and have tentacle arms. Let's be very specific of what kind.
Yes. Let's see. Another Ryan, for example, has not seen Firefly, which and neither has our friend Jax. And we're not here to rub that in y'all's faces, but we still think. I watched a few episodes. I still think it's absolutely worth watching. The first episode's very lo-fi, as most of Joss's, TV show. They were all kind of ahead of the game in a lot of ways. They were all also punished by when the fact that there used to be 50 episode seasons, right? So there was
The
tons
good
of
old
flush.
days. What you
The
mean?
good old days. Well, you're right, exactly. According to the good old days. But but Firefly was special. He kind of came out swinging, and you could tell that the cast members loved each other so much and had so much fun. And the story is cool, and it hits all the Star Trek-y, Battlestar Galactica-y, Star Warsian things that people needed. Anyway, space cowboys.
Well,
Treat
Space
yourself.
Cowboys.
interesting that you brought up Battlestar, brother.
Mhm.
I think this is probably pretty widely known at this point, but the people who did the visual effects for Firefly, and I presume Serenity as well, did the visual effects for the Battlestar reboot. Did you know this?
I did not know that.
And it gets better in the
Wait, there's more.
But wait, there's
in the
more.
Battlestar. I think it's in the miniseries when they're showing people still on Caprica. I think
Yes.
you see.
You're right. You see
Yeah,
the
you can
Serenity.
see
Yes.
a Firefly class
Yeah.
ship flying in the air behind, like outside of a window.
I read that.
Nice.
I read that.
Tribute.
Mhm.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
But yes.
Little tear. Oh.
I will say that having watched a few episodes just to jog my memory this week, I was surprised that the scenes that did have the effects with Serenity in it were
Yeah.
better. They held up better than I had expected.
Right. Yes.
A lot better, actually.
I was thinking more just like the quality of the film and the.
Oh yeah.
and the,
I mean,
like,
it was
squashed.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
But yeah, just in general, I was like, actually,
Yeah.
especially
Didn't
these.
feel too dated.
No, it didn't feel too. Didn't feel too.
No,
dated.
it's not. It's
Could
actually-
you put up a poll in chat?
Oh.
Jack just had
Oh.
a great idea for
Yeah.
who has and who hasn't seen Firefly. If you
Yeah.
haven't seen it, you're in great company. I've not
Yeah.
watched Serenity because I
Right.
didn't love the way that Firefly ended and was too angry. But maybe now enough time has passed since my initial viewing that I might be willing to brave it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Daniel Gray says it's great lore, which is true. And I haven't read any of the comics that followed. Maybe I should do that.
It
But
is
yeah, it's just
a
it's fun.
stunning like example of amazing world building that
Yeah.
he Joss like makes no attempt to spoon feed you anything.
No.
Right?
Okay.
Like you don't really understand. I mean, you do know that in the future there was the U.S. and there was China, and then they are now currently trying to occupy and terraform planets and whatever. But
Right.
the cultural uh, intricacies of that and
Yeah.
how people speak Chinese and they speak English and what they're
Religion.
saying and religion, all of that stuff. He doesn't explain it to you. What happened previously with the war, you just have to keep watching and get it as it goes along. I love that. I love that.
He
so
doesn't
much.
even translate the Chinese that they're speaking, which is a large amount of Chinese, mostly probably swear words, but curse words, but he doesn't there are no captions, there are no, so yeah, he does just kind of drop you into this place after a civil war. Anyway, it meant a lot to us. And so today, after 20 years, we decided, hey, what would it be like to I know we also know that there has been a Firefly RPG, and I have not played it. I have to. I don't know that anybody has, but some of our friends have, and I think I would love to play it. I'd love to see. Somebody was talking that, in fact, there was a rumor that it influenced Daggerheart. Is that true? Did I misread that? Somebody was kind of
the Firefly RPG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Well,
I
there
don't
you
know if
go.
that's true or not, but
Well, damn.
please, crew out there, let us know. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Anyway, we decided Daggerheart. It's so close to being released, and this concept of being able to kind of add a frame over the game. We thought, well, what if we built Daggerheart characters? Cortex is the system for Firefly. It's listed in nice.
Our poll ended at 99%, with 69% saying yes and 30% saying no. We don't know how that happened, except for the
No, because when I hit end, it said 70-30, but I think YouTube just knows us.
Yeah,
you know?
YouTube
It just
is
knows
playing
us.
right into our hands.
Who's the 1%?
Yeah.
I don't know.
A reverb.
Dun, dun, dun.
You know,
A
I
reverb.
played the board game. Just not the RPG. The board game was fun but long and very strategic. It wasn't quite as cowboy-y.
Like the Buffy game.
Yeah.
That was just hard. It was so difficult.
It's a lot of setup. But I'm curious about the RPG, especially if it is a influence for Daggerheart.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, I need to know the truth.
Yes, we will find the truth. We'll find the truth, everybody. But in the meantime,
The truth is out there.
the truth is
I'm going to preemptively apologize. The dead lady house next door to me is under construction, and there's a lot of banging right now. For those that don't know, there was
Is
a
it the
dead
dead
body in
lady?
the house next to me for many, many months before it was discovered, so it's just now referred to as the dead lady house. So lots of banging happening today.
There's a
Maybe
party
from
at the dead lady house.
There's
apparently.
Banging.
Doesn't matter
Yeah.
who buys and moves into that place. It will forevermore be known as the dead lady house. So I just wanted to put that blanket apology, since last time there was a bunch of like chainsaws, people were very concerned. So today, when there's a bunch of banging and pounding,
Banging. Pounding.
Pound it.
wow.
Yeah.
That dead lady's
Pound
getting,
it.
getting crazy.
Dead lady getting pounded.
whoa.
What?
No.
Natural.
It's not really natural.
I'm
Actually,
reminded of the Deep Dickinson and Associates commercial.
Every
How do we want to do this? Do we want to roll
Yeah, how do we
initiative?
want- yeah, we
Can
should.
roll a Nash?
Roll
a Nash,
roll
come
a
on.
Nash.
little digital ish.
That's a 17 for me.
I got a 14.
Oh, I got a 14.
And I got a 13.
I guess I'm going first then.
Go first.
19.
Nope, not what I wanted to share. What is happening?
Not that you wanted to share.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'll go after my wife. Don't worry.
Yeah, my wife.
My wife.
My wife. My wife.
my wife. I have way too many windows. Apologies.
That's right. Were
Yeah.
you wrongly murdered? Called Deep Dickinson and ass. Did people in your
And
neighborhood
ass.
leave you dead in your home for months?
Dickinson and ass.
Ass.
And ass
I don't know
is
what that
my
is,
bad.
but
Why-
It's
why am I
associates.
just
Love it.
now
Have you
realizing
never
that
noticed
joke?
that? Associate.
No, I didn't.
You didn't notice that? I thought that was part of the joke.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Oh,
Sorry guys, I have too many windows.
That's okay. Too many windows.
Too many
windows.
windows. Too many windows. Let me just move some things around, so that way I can get myself
Disastrous cough. I cannot.
what is that?
Dead ladies do it 6 feet deep under.
Oh boy, we're still talking about Dead Lady, huh?
You're the one who brought her up.
You started it,
You
dude.
started it.
I
You
did.
can't.
I'm not mad about it by any means. Just to be clear. Sorry, I wanted to get into like the guts of my character sheet because there were some choices that I made that aren't like reflected out here. So, anyways, I will stop vamping for time now, and I will start talking about Zoe Washburn, first mate of the Serenity Now. I have the now here, by the way, and I went a little bit rogue. I hope that that's okay with you guys in my build, and I decided to not pick human. Because there was another class in here that felt a little bit more like what I know Zoe to be. So first things first, Zoe is a garden. A garden? Zoe
She's
is
a
a garden.
garden.
She is a blooming, blossoming flower. She's a guardian. And as for my subclass, I went vengeance because Zoe is all about like, you hit my friends, I hit you way harder. And that just oozed Zoe to me. I went for Fawn for her.
Interesting.
And I went for Fawn. I'm now trying to
Because
take
of
it.
her size, so the actor
Gina Torres.
Gina Torres, right, is extremely tall, and she could
Amazonian.
be Amazonian. She could be fawn-like.
So that and the other fawn-like is like they can get from far away to close real quick. And if you ever, as you're watching this, it's like Zoe's not in the scene, and then suddenly and silently and swiftly she is there. She is flanking Mal. That's what she is built for. She is here to protect. And I love that about her. And she also, I love the kick feature of the fawn in Daggerheart. So that can, I thought that was nice. And then as far as her community, she is wild-born. Because we don't know much about her past. I did a little research, but she was vessel-born, as they are called in the world and the lore. She was born on a ship. Yep. And if that ain't wild-born, I don't know what is.
Ain't nothing.
So my kind of tagline for Zoe's build is big time heroes? Nope. Big time guardian. She is a tactician. She is a protector, a war veteran, and she is the one that you want between yourself and a bullet. Zoe, she's kind of the front line of defense. She does not ever back down, doesn't flinch. And like I said, the vengeance part is because she doesn't just block hits. She remembers and holds on to that and comes back out at it when it matters most. So vengeance was definitely the vibe for me.
Okay.
As far as her traits breakdown, I went a little rogue once again. Typically when you build a guardian, you're going to go strength.
You maverick.
What a maverick. I'm not Mal, but here we are. But the beauty of Daggerheart is you really can build the kind of character that you want to. So I threw out the like classic guardian trope and instead went finesse because she handles her weapons so precisely. They are clean, they are deadly. There is never like one wasted motion when it comes to Zoe. Next up on kind of the hierarchy of things, I gave her loaded her out in agility because she's just got the like quick reflexes and that battle timing. She's not flashy, she's fast. And I gave her instinct. She has what I would call a battle-hardened intuition. She reads a room faster than most people read a menu. And so I used level ups because we decided to build these at level 5. So we could have either upgraded subclasses or multi-class for anybody who wanted to. But I kept her straight guardian and then used my level ups to pack in her finesse, agility, instinct, and then also did bring her strength up because she is strong and brutal.
Yes.
And then on the bottom for her stats are her knowledge. She's not a bookworm, and that's okay. But don't mistake that for ignorance. She's sharp in the ways that matter. And then presence. She doesn't really need charm. to inspire or persuade. If you don't listen to her, that's on you, boo boo. So those are her stats. Up next, we'll talk for a second about her experiences. If you've ever played Daggerheart with me, you know that I love a lyric-based experience. But instead of doing that this time, I decided to do something a little bit different, where I just kind of pulled some quotes from Zoe and the show in general. So the very first one that I have is, I called it "You in Trouble, Sir?" because, as I mentioned before, she is always flanking Mal.
Yeah.
Her instinct is to protect. That's her very foundation, why she exists. It reflects her loyalty, her military background, her fierce commitment to Wash and the rest of the crew as well, jumping into danger without hesitation when someone she trusts is in trouble. There's an exchange between her and Mal early in season 1 about just shoot him politely. So I thought that line should make its way in. She doesn't posture. She's calm. She's respectful. She's terrifyingly effective. And so being precise and efficient is, I think, shooting them politely. The following is a quote that Mal said to Anara, but I stole it mostly for the Zoe Wash connection, which is "Love ain't weak." Her relationship with Wash, I think, does show a softer side that never undermines her strength. She has this kind of deep emotional core that she rarely shows, but when she does, it's really powerful and grounding. And her love gives her something to fight for.
No.
Okay,
Hell yeah.
and then finally, kiss the dirt. She doesn't bluff. She gives you one chance to walk away, and then she follows through without blinking. Quickly. Deadly. For her equipment, I went with hand crossbow, returning blade. That way she can kind of wield both simultaneously, adding to that deadly effect. I also took it upon myself to upgrade her armor to improved leather armor, which is something I think she could have easily picked off of following a fight or a mission. I also added a whip to her inventory.
Whoa.
Less as a weapon, more as wash nose.
Spicy.
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 There's some spicy moments in there that I love, and so I thought that we should have to, not have to, but I thought we should kind of get to talk about them. So that's
we never talk about
never, but not enough.
Just not enough.
Never enough.
Okay, that was funny for me.
Yeah, so that's everything that she's packing. And then as far as her, we'll kind of talk about her loadout next. What's in her vault is I used the Vitality domain card at level 5 to permanently raise her damage thresholds and add a hit point slot because she's there to kind of take a beating. I also chose the very classic Guardian, I am your shield. She will stand in the way of you in danger anytime. Retaliation, that's that vengeance kind of coming through. A soldier's bond. It kind of goes back to that whole, like, when she needs to be soft, when she needs to, like, say exactly the right thing to lift someone up, she does. And then critical inspiration, allowing her, when she rolls a critical success, all allies in close range get a benefit, which felt very Zoe to me, as well as deadly focus. She's not messing around. And so when she sets her sights on you, that's it. That's all, folks.
You about to get draxed.
You about to drax. Exactly. Y'all get it. You understand it. And so I think that's I don't think we really have to go through anything else. That's how and why I built her.
Beautiful.
And I'm just here to remind y'all that
Did you notice that some of the fine folks in the chat pointed out that the name of Zoe's gun in the show is a mare's leg?
Yes.
So you could swap that out for a fawn's leg.
There it is.
There you go.
There we go. I know. I'm trying to find Daniel Grace has been doing such a great. There we go. Here we go.
I will go back now that I have made my presentation.
Yeah, Daniel said he's got the RPG and the codex thing, and with the codex inspiring Daggerheart, which is But look, mare's leg.
Yeah, because it's got kick.
Because it's got kick.
I assume.
Stretch.
Yeah, well,
it's like a sawed-off shotgun type of thing.
Yeah. Now that I'm rewatching the show, I can't wait to get to the point where she calls it mare's leg.
Yeah.
I know. I never remembered that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. But that looked like it might
There's
be
a
a
lot of
stat
stuff
from
in
the
it.
game. I don't know. Maybe she never, or maybe it's like lore from. I don't
No,
know.
it's lore. I looked it up while you were chatting,
While I
talking.
was chitter chattering.
It is
yeah.
official. It is
My
canon.
parting shot, which Zoe always takes, though, is that she may not start the fight, but she will sure as hell finish it.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
And that is my presentation.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
That was
I'm afraid to
make
look at
it.
the comments because I'm like, does anybody disagree with me?
Oh no. Yeah,
no.
I don't think anybody's disagreeing. Yeah, how fun is this though? Like how fun is this to be able to take a character that you grow to know and then turn into Daggerheart? AK, I just wanted to ask, how easy was it using the rules of Daggerheart to
my God.
create Zoe?
So fun, so easy. And I think I was kind of thinking through Gina Torres's, some of her, like, I love her character in Suits. I think this is kind of the type of character that she leans towards naturally, where it's just really like, I got
She's
your
just
back.
a badass.
Yeah. Little bit of a, like, just the dry wit that always comes through. And I think that Daggerheart made it super easy to, like, one of the easiest builds I've ever done.
Yeah.
I had done like a little, like once I settled on Guardian, I was like, what do people, because I know people do this for D&D all the time.
Sure.
A lot of people had her as a ranger in D&D.
Oh.
And see, I think I would, and I like, because I thought about this
I
on
like
my own
Guardian
first-
better.
I
Yeah.
would have put her maybe as a barbarian, but again,
Ooh.
not the like rage fueled, like I
Right.
would have fueled and colored her rage in some kind of very specific and special way. So I thought it was interesting.
Quiet
yes, she
rage.
uses a ranged weapon.
Quiet rage.
I saw people also had her as a fighter gunslinger, which is, I guess, the most like on the nose. But I just think she's
Yeah.
got a little more flavor.
Yeah.
Flav.
Well, and I think there's it's the easy temptation to color or at least multi-class most of these folks as a gunslinger because it is space cowboys.
Yeah,
They're
that's true.
kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I forgot until I
Yeah.
started watching it again this week myself how much I love both the theme song and like the musical interludes. They get me every time, man. They're so good.
You can't take a scar from me.
It's so corny but so good.
Yeah.
I think we had rollies next because didn't both Evan and Fitz do 14s?
we did.
Fitz won the rollies.
I did.
Okay, so Fitz is up next. Cool.
Yeah.
Goodbye to me and hello to my husband.
Oh my gosh, it's Zoe's hubby, which is honestly his most important job. I've got Wash.
Wow.
And let me just say, I made a banger, aka a Bard Ranger. A banger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Interesting.
Danger.
A banger.
Yeah.
Nope.
Banger.
I love it.
Yeah. I too did not choose a human because I was like, we're all gonna choose human. That's kind of lame. And I tried to look at the heritage options as ways to like dig into Wash's personality a little bit. So I did the custom ancestry, and I picked natural calm. And I can't remember. Oh, this was from Furbolg. So I picked natural calm from Furbolg, and I picked little lucky from Halfling.
Oh, that's
Oh.
so great. You guys really thought outside of the
so-
box.
So
too.
great.
Yeah.
And I will admit, Wash was a little hard because I feel like he's not so much of TTRPGs is so combat focused, and Wash really, we don't see him in combat. We see him
Yeah.
like
Right.
as the getaway
It's not his
driver.
thing.
It's not his thing. So I struggled a little bit in that regard, and I tried to take sort of the naming of things more literally than maybe I normally would because of that. So that's why I picked he's naturally calm and he has a little bit of lucky because in a lot of episodes, it seems like the higher the danger, the more calm he is, the less danger, the more panicked he is.
Or angry or emotional in some way. Yes.
Yeah,
For sure.
exactly. So then I also picked for his community, I picked Wanderborn because we know that he's from a planet that pollution was so thick he couldn't see the stars, and his dad took him out on adventures. So he's very influenced by his dad taking him out to travel, and so I thought Wanderborn fit that nicely. And then what else? Let's see. Oh, subclasses. classes and subclass. So I picked the Wayfarer Ranger, cause duh. Although I was tempted to do the Beast one because I was like, he could have little dinosaur buddy. But I did it. So instead of choosing that, because it didn't make any sense, I picked the Wayfinder subclass. But I did at some point give him the natural familiar domain card, just in case at some point we wanted to get a little spicy and I could give him a little tiny dinosaur.
Yes.
And then for the Bard, I only took one level of Bard because we did level 5 multi-class option. So I started with Ranger, so he's 4 classes of Ranger, and then 1 class of Bard, just because he is the personality hire.
Yeah.
You know? And so I picked the Wordsmith subclass for him because he's just so quippy, and he always has in the right moment he'll have something tender to say, but usually it's witty and sarcasm. So yeah, I picked the Bard Wordsmith. And what's funny is that they both have like this hope feature that they get. So I just like that Wash is like, he's the party member. He's the one who's just bringing the hope, bringing the joy, bringing the lightness to what could be a dark
That's true.
group.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
The hardest thing for me to do, and I did it a couple of times, was the ability scores because he's my sweet baby boy and I wanted him to be good at everything. I could not allow him to have a negative score, and I kept changing things up because I was like, no, this isn't right. So I completely ignored the suggested traits. Maybe he's non-functional, but you know what? I don't care. I thought, as far as the things that he's best at, because I think he's good at everything, but as far as what he's best at, I picked finesse, instinct, and presence, because I feel like he's equally good at like being the pilot and navigating.
Yep.
And he's also good at like, he has a good instinct that goes along with that as well. It makes me kind of think of like, the pilots in Star Wars that use the Force and how that makes them see, look, in the game he has a completely flat... I'm not wrong, because he's a sweet baby boy who is good at everything. But like, I think of the pilots in Star Wars that do really well. Those are the ones that are Force sensitive. And I kind of feel like in some ways Wash has a little bit of that instinct. So he has the instinct to navigate well, and then the finesse to be able to pull it off. But then also he is the personality hire, so he gets some presence in there too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But also drives the
But he
van.
also drives, exactly.
Van. Yeah,
I will say though, I did give him, I could have given him a +1 in either knowledge or agility, which would probably have technically made more sense. But I'm sorry, Alan Tudyk's biceps deserve a +1 in strength.
Okay.
Fitz is a well-known bisexual.
He's a zaddy.
He is.
Yeah.
You know what? And as a matter of fact, he is a dino daddy as one of his experiences. I almost put dino daddy, but I liked the alliteration better, so I went.
I like that.
You chose.
I like that.
You chose right.
Yeah, thank you. So we'll go straight in for his experiences. No spoilers for the 30% of the people who have not seen it. Okay, we're staying away from spoilers as much as possible.
Right.
Spoilers.
No spoilers for Wash.
Yeah.
One of his experiences is, I'm a leaf on the wind, watch how I soar. Because not only is
Hay
it
on the wind?
makes us want to die a little on the inside, but also it's the thing that he and Alan Tudyk say to themselves when they're stressed out. So like...
Oh, does Alan Tudyk say that to himself?
Apparently, it was. I mean, the internet could be wrong because you know how like PR stuff they like to say this shit. So this could be wrong, but apparently this was something that Alan contributed.
I would if I were him. You know, apparently Ewan McGregor also, when he goes to the grocery store, does a Jedi hand wave to get the doors to open.
Disastrous Goth.
He does.
We are thirsty. Thank you. I would do it too if I was Ewan McGregor. If you carry the Star Wars prequels, you deserve a level of whimsy in your life, okay?
If you're the only actor that came out smelling vaguely like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so then for my other experience, I put my wife can kill you with her pinky.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah.
So I know that
we each put out an experience for each
Yeah,
other.
exactly, because I feel like the dynamic between the two of them is
Yeah.
always so funny when you see it on the show.
Yeah.
And also, like, I think Wash's love for Zoe and how he expresses that is a really good indication of just like how he exists in the world.
Yeah.
So I like that as it is a good intimidation, but also loving experience. And then I put Dino Daddy because, he's got his little dinosaurs that his dad gave him that he also now is like part of the dino pack. And, he likes to play with those in moments of downtime. He's got like a really big imagination and I love that about him. And then for the last experience, yeah.
I just wanted to add to what you were talking about with his experience with his wife. One thing that I really loved about Zoe and Wash was the way they were characterized was how they were, like, I feel like on TV, husbands and wives are oftentimes characterized as like not seeing eye to eye or having conflict,
Right.
but they are always like, they love each other so hard.
Yeah.
And he is super lustful for her because he's
Yeah.
super hot. And it's just an unwavering foundation of strength. Even if they have conflict, it's not, you know what I mean? Anyway,
It's never
sorry.
questioned. Yeah, no,
Yes, I
they're
loved it was so different
Yeah.
than how you see people.
Sure.
And I think it shows a lot about the two of them and their personalities, and it explains a lot of just how they view even the other crew members, right? They're very loyal people. They're loyal to each other. They're loyal to their friends. It's like this unshakable loyalty and love that they have. And
Yeah.
it's
Except
just so,
There's Mal, though.
there's no,
You know, Wash does get a little jellies.
it, a little,
And
a little, but
little.
And why not?
why not?
Mal
Because
is
I mean-
like the zaddy of all
He's
zaddies.
very pretty.
dad ass.
He's
talk
very
about
pretty.
thirsty.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But I think it also comes from like a jealousy of like Mal is also Mal and Zoe are frequently in a position where they have to protect each other in a way that Wash
They got history, man.
can't.
Trauma
Yeah.
history.
Yeah, that's true.
Trauma history.
Deep trauma bonds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like overall, I would say, their love for each other knows no bounds, and I love that.
100%.
And then the last experience I gave him was just the pilot because like really
pilot?
I know that that's a boring experience to have. I could have tried to like do something more spicy, but he is the pilot and he's really good at his job, and like that's
Yeah.
yeah. But it, like
Wash is my
that's it.
co-pilot.
Wash is my co-pilot.
Did you see Daniel's comment, Fitz, how you've continued to hit the nail on the head?
Look,
Nice.
I love it. We love it. We love to see it.
Oh, interesting.
Good job.
What I'm doing is we're going to actually play this game now that we've built characters. And Daniel, are you going to run it for us?
We should. Although mine, I don't know. Wash might be broken. I don't know how functional he acts.
Yeah.
I would most
Aw,
definitely.
that's so cute, David. Apparently, they wanted to go to a dinosaur planet for an episode. That would have been too adorable.
That would have been pretty
Too much cute.
adorbs.
Yep.
Equipment was kind of hard, like choosing his weapons because he doesn't really, like, that's not his jam. So I picked things that I thought the ship would have.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I picked the grappler and I picked a scepter because the scepter does like a blast kind of situation. So,
Oh.
because I know
Okay.
that they've used
Yeah.
like the ship's propulsion system to like kill people and shit
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. So I went with scepter and a grappler thinking that, he would figure out ways in which to weaponize the ship itself rather
Yeah.
than him wielding a weapon.
That makes a lot of sense. Yep.
That honestly, the equipment was the thing that I just like. I was like, none of these work. This isn't great.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's where I fell down a little bit. But the domain cards, and again, he's not a combat dude, which is why I say maybe Wash wouldn't totally work in an RPG setting, like or a Daggerheart setting, unless we were doing a lot of non-combat situations
Right.
because he's not a combative.
RP on a ship.
Yeah, RP
game.
on a ship.
Yeah.
So again, for the experience or the domain cards, I really tried to pick things that like I took very literal the titling of things rather than
Okay.
necessarily what they did.
Okay.
So I picked deft maneuver, gifted tracker, strategic approach, tactician, and troublemaker. And then I also picked redirect and natural familiar in case we wanted to give him a nice little dinosaur there. So I picked things that, him as the pilot and or the strong sarcastic personality would have. Whether those actually technically work well with his ability scores, I don't give a fuck.
You really don't, though.
I don't. I
Yeah.
really don't.
That's great.
Would you even go as far as saying
gives a
nary
care?
a hoot nor a toot?
Nary a hoot nor toot.
That's how you know. That's how you know.
That's how you know. Yeah, and that's about it. I mean, we did the features kind of up top because they
Yeah.
go with his stuff. But like a lot of his like class features are very much about spending hope, using hope, giving hope, and like knowing the way forward.
That's delightful. Hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bravo, Lot.
I hope my character build has pleaseth the people.
Whew.
Very much. Very much.
So-
and
so
Very
far
much.
you're
that's
right on,
exciting.
according to the apparently
Yeah.
the origin of the
experts.
game.
He is my sweet
Experts
baby
approve.
boy, and the fact that he has zeros makes me sad. Because he's perfect at everything.
Oh, Fifth, you
Aw.
delightful min-maxer.
He's perfect at
we respect
absolutely
you.
everything, okay?
Yeah. Well,
Who's next, brother?
Yeah, who's next?
it's me. The next up is the one, the only, the indomitable Malcolm Reynolds.
Womp, womp, womp.
Now I'm starting to feel a little insecure about this. Like maybe I didn't nail some things, but bye Fitz. Fitz be gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
hang on. Oh no. Fitz
your
is-
Your video's gone.
Where is
I
Fitz?
don't- Does everybody else
Where'd you go?
See, no, hold
Fitz?
on. I think I did. I think that might be me. I fix. I
You
fix it.
fix.
I fix.
Oh. So I picked Mal because nobody picked Mal. I thought somebody's got to do Mal. And my first instinct was to say that he was not just one class, because he's one part soldier, right? That's very much a deep part of his personality was what he's carrying over from this Civil War, turned smuggler, right? So he's I chose Guardian and multi-class rogue, and in some ways, a lot of his effects and features and stuff are very similar to what you chose, AK, as Guardian, because that's his base. Since he started as a soldier, that's his base class, and so I was like, oh no, did I choose the right things? But then he and Zoe really did have a very similar background, so in some ways it does kind of check out. So we'll see. Okay, so starting with his, I guess with his, not attributes, what do they call them?
Traits.
Traits.
Thank you. I was thinking he's not super flat, but he's not, he's a big guy, so he's strong. But the way that I remember Mal really more than anything is that he's a charmer. Right, he's just got the riz, so that's really his main thing. But he's the captain of the ship, so he's good at kind of a little bit of everything. He's maybe not the most knowledgeable guy in the room, but that's why you have River and her brother. What was her brother's name?
Simon.
Simon.
Thank you. That's why you got the Smarties. He's quick with a gun, but he's probably not the best shot. Zoe's the best shot, so he's a little bit of a generalist. But the thing that kind of defines him is his willingness, his deep love for his crew, which is his family.
Yeah.
I struggled a little bit with his background. I ultimately settled on Wanderborn just because he, that's his life. I mean, it's kind of everyone's life.
Did we
on
all choose
Serenity.
Wanderborn?
No.
I mean, it makes
Oh, okay. That'll be the differentiator.
canonically it would. There just wasn't anything that really made as much sense. He was born on a ranch. He lived on a ranch. So that's where he grew up. So maybe like Ridgeborn or something, but there wasn't Fieldborn, Ranchborn. I don't know what he would be.
Ranch dressing born.
But certainly he, as like all of our these characters, are on the run from something, and that's all he wants to do, is just stay in the sky, right? So
Yeah.
it's still, even if he wasn't born that way, he is that way now. Gosh, what else? Let's get into. I'm going to go to experiences first.
Yeah.
Read down the page. So you can't take the sky.
You
from me,
can't take karma.
right? I mean, needs no explanation. Morals are expensive. I thought that just as a kind of bringing in the roguish part of it, really speaking to the fine line that Mal would walk between like having this heart of gold and a very strongly set of principles,
Yeah.
but a willingness to break those principles when he had to, particularly in protection of his family and his crew. So, but it made him a little bit unpredictable at times, right? Because sometimes he would just be reactive at things, and I guess part of that was, part of Firefly and being a smuggler was in reaction to the war and all of that. So, he's a complicated guy. This is my favorite one. If someone tries to kill you, you try to kill him right back.
That's right.
And I didn't choose vengeance. I chose stalwart guardian for Mal because of his protective nature towards his peeps.
Sure.
But he does have that aspect, just like Zoe, of like, yeah, if someone tries to kill you, you try and kill him right back, which also goes, kind of leans into things like in the effects and features, the forceful push ability, like there's some retribution, and I think retaliation is another one.
Yeah.
So he, as a former soldier, he has a little bit of that. There's no escaping it. And then lastly, I was on the losing side, still not sure it was the wrong one. I'm not sure what this would be as an experience, but it's still like just such a defining iconic line for Mal.
Yeah.
Well, that's the lovely thing
exclude
about
it.
experiences, though, is that you sometimes don't know like how they're going to come into play until they do, and then it's really satisfying.
And
I never come into play ever because I never pick good ones.
no, well, but actually, to that very point, anybody who's watching who doesn't know Daggerheart at all and has questions about it, that's also why we're doing this. If you're like, what are our experiences? Why do you seem to be able to write whatever you want?
Tell us. What's an experience?
We'll be happy to explain any aspect of this.
Oh, I thought you were going to explain it right now.
Oh, an experience.
The immediate panic that just went across my face.
I can't. An experience
Matt
is a
disappeared
really
off the screen.
it's a really neat mechanic for this game in particular, and we're finding out it was inspired by this codex, which was inspired by Firefly, which was Firefly. It is your way to kind of start a role-playing game, kind of feet on the ground running, because you immediately have to come up with something. It can be very, very obvious, like Fitz is the pilot. You can say pilot, and then you get to use this experience in game. As you can see, it has a modifier next to it. So the GM you have to kind of
You have to justify it.
You have to justify why and how you're using it. So, but if the GM is super cool and lets it, then you get that modification. But it's so fun that it literally can be anything that you want.
I have a question for
hope it
the
stays.
Daggerheart GMs out there. How often do you nope somebody's
Yeah.
experience?
I don't think I've ever noted somebody's experience, and I don't think
I mean, you kind of be crappy if you did, right?
Yeah.
there have been a couple where like I've never, I don't think, and correct me if I'm wrong, anybody that's played with me, I don't think I have been like gently noped a couple times because I knew it was a nope. Like I would say to the
Yes.
GM, like, I think I might be stretching this, and it's like, one of those, but never just like I want to use this experience. No, that has never happened.
Yeah.
They're just it's the magical tahine on the fruit of playing.
And I'm with Drew. If it doesn't stay, we are homebrewing them back in. It's my favorite part of the game.
It's so fun.
Interesting.
It's so fun. Yeah.
Interesting. Your favorite part of the game. Powerful.
They're so fun. Yeah.
It stresses me out. It gives me anxiety. It gives me anxiety. Just coming up with them gives me anxiety. I have to ask GPT for them, and it always lets me down.
Oh, well, that's why you can just choose the simple things. Like they even have prompts that you can pick from.
Yeah.
You don't need
but
creativity.
But then I feel boring. See, I can't win.
Well,
I can't win. Anyways.
Well, you pick some good ones for Mal.
Yeah, you pick great ones.
yeah.
Okay, good. Well, all of these lines, I mean, it's Joss Whedon. These lines are just all so good. I mean, they're just made for experiences. Okay, so I actually disagree heartily with the cutlass as his primary weapon. It's for sure his pistol, because it's the only weapon he's got. And I just, skinned a hand crossbow for that. But there is that episode where he does have to do a sword fight. So I thought, well, okay. All right, we'll give it to him.
There you go.
Yeah, and then the effects and the features, like I said, they're really similar to Zoe's. I am your shield. I don't think you took forceful push. Soldier's bond. I mean, it's just kind of a must-have, right? Retaliation, similarly, like he's not. He's definitely not above punching back. And then critical inspiration, similarly, on the battlefield, and just in downtime as well. Like he even though he can be, I don't want to say stoic, but he will dance around what he means quite a lot. But he does have his tender moments, except with Inara, when he can never seem to bring himself to actually say what he means to say. But he does know how and when to lift up his crew. I also chose, there's my vault.
Scroll up to the
and
top left.
Honestly, I didn't love the rogue options for him that much. Like pick and pull, he's not a pickpocket, but everything else was very supernatural feeling. And I thought, nah. But scramble, the man knows how to scramble. So that felt like, the closest I could get. I didn't say what his ancestry was, and exactly.
Very good.
Whoops. I chose human. Because one of my favorite things about Firefly is that there are no aliens involved. At least, not that I remember. I think that's kind of part of the thing, is that it's all humans, occupying and
they're trying to
planets in the
terraform
galaxy.
Earth over and over.
Yeah. So I went straight human. That feels right for Mal.
Sure.
So what else?
I'm gonna go ahead
Syndicate,
and
of course.
put in the official games experiences for ship's captain. Again,
Nice.
like that makes sense, right? Things don't go
course.
smooth. That's fun. Veteran of the unification. Then it gets more serious. I mean, obviously, it's a little bit less. It's
Liberty Hammer.
Liberty Hammer.
I don't think I knew that or remembered that.
I don't know the names of any of their guns. I didn't know their guns had names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that he played the Hammer in that one super weird short that Joss Whedon did.
That's
with
right.
Neil Patrick Harris. So yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't hit the mark quite as closely as Fitz did with Wash in my experiences, but I'll stand by these.
But I stand by these too. These are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess that's
Dr. Horrible.
There's
Dr.
Matt.
Horrible.
Dr. Horrible.
Dr.
Thank you.
Horrible.
So funny. And then Zoe.
Man, it was so good.
It was.
Yeah, questions, comments,
Concerns.
concerns. I miss.
Yeah.
This is making me miss Firefly so bad. It's
You
making me
should-
miss seeing it again for the first time.
Well-
That was a magical time.
Do what we've all done. Treat yourself.
Wipe your memory.
Wipe your memory. Yes. Go check.
Yeah, get amnesia and watch it again.
Or just have ADHD.
There you go. It's so great.
Does
Yeah, it's
ADHD
great.
make you forget stuff?
Oh,
Oh,
yes. Dear Lord.
Why do you think
I
I
have
repeat
no
myself
idea.
so much, Biv? Because I don't
Oh.
remember having said it the first time.
But I mean, plots and things you can.
Yeah, I mean,
fully.
forget.
It just
plots.
gets barely. Yeah.
I will-
That is sometimes very nice.
We actually talked about this on an episode of ADHD 20 where we will watch entire movies and get to the very end and be like, oh, I have seen this before.
Right. I've
But
seen
it
that.
took like 75% of the movie and like
Oh,
that
yeah.
one scene to be like, and then you can't confess because you've already convinced the other
Yeah.
person that you definitely haven't seen this and you realize it at the very end and you're like,
Yeah.
Many times I've just lied. I've just lied, gone with it.
fully. Yep, that was
many.
a great
I-
first viewing for me because it
I
felt like
forgot that I had watched Lady Bird. And then I started watching it this past week and like, oh, that's a movie I should watch.
it. Yeah.
I got like 75% of the way through and I was like, wait, I have seen this before.
Yeah.
Now,
Yep.
do you guys? And this is no judgment here. Elisa's favorite thing to do is to be on Instagram while we're watching anything.
Yeah.
So a very common thing to happen in our house is, hey, what are we going to watch tonight? And she'll start going through things. This looks good. Let's watch this. We've seen it.
Last week.
Yeah, what about this? We saw it, and it's all because she just doesn't really, she's not really checked in. So,
Right.
and again, no shade, no judgment. Are you guys Insta
Can I
scrollers
answer this
while
one?
you watch?
May I answer this one?
Because if you, okay,
I already
There it
know.
is.
I
There it
know
is.
where
There's the
this is
answer.
going
No.
because Matt cannot and
I
AK
cannot.
must.
I can't do
Yeah.
anything. I can't do anything else.
Me neither.
In fact,
No, I can't
it is
either.
very
I don't
difficult
want to do
watch
anything else.
TV with AK. I have to. I love you, AK, but it's difficult to watch with Lindsay too. But it's hard
is
for me.
it- is
I have
Lindsay
to go.
a scroller?
Well, she just likes to kind of talk and look things up and make
Yeah, do
connections,
stuff.
and I'm just like, I can't. Please, I'm just hanging on by a thread right now, please. But I still don't remember. So to your point, I think that was kind of going to be your hypothesis, is that we do that, which is totally, like you said, totally valid. But no, I still forget everything, and I'm just like,
Yeah. And I can't
bleeding.
just
My
watch
nose
TV.
is bleeding.
Yeah, only watching TV is physically painful for me. I have to have some kind of physical stim.
Yeah.
Usually I'm usually not on like Instagram, Facebook. I'm usually like playing a game just as like background. But
Right.
it is pure
Okay.
torture for me to only do the one thing.
Yeah,
And it definitely is pure torture for me to not react verbally to like I want to talk about it. I want to ask questions.
Right.
Like
Yes.
being
Okay.
quiet throughout is not my cup of tea.
Oh, you have to talk through. You have to talk during.
Not the whole time. Like I don't need like running commentary, but like if something happens that I want to like react to or be like, oh my god, like I need the freedom to be able to
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
leave
need to
commentary.
vocalize.
Yeah.
Drew and I
Okay.
are good, compatible TV and movie watchers together because we are IMDb freaks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, we are
I
those
do
old
like to go to
folks.
IMDb.
Yeah.
Who's
We're
that?
just like,
I know. I've seen this person
I know
before.
I've seen this guy
Yeah.
before. What was this?
Yeah, right.
Constantly.
Yes,
Every
I do
single,
that.
It'll be like
DT did-
background extras. I picked out a background extra from the Ghost Dance Macabre music video because I'm on IMDb.
DT did find a workaround for me. Put in the
That's
dark
funny.
and you can't find anything. Go.
So hide the
That is
phone.
funny. I like that Jack's. What did Jack say? I have two levels of watching things
Yeah.
I can be distracted while watching and things I have to concentrate on. Same. Usually, like if it's like Housewives of whatever or Law and Order SVU. Yeah, I mean whatever. A child is getting killed again. Whatever.
Yeah.
I can be distracted. But then there's stuff that I love. Speaking of which, there's a great show called The Residence on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, so good.
I will say
I'm not
sorry.
going to be distracted through that, man. Gotta watch it. I want to hang on every word.
I think
fun.
mine is
Very fun.
venue based, I think, because I don't need to be stimming when I'm in a theater or a movie theater. Like But when I'm like, there's something about like being on my couch that like my brain associates with like do
Chilling.
whatever the hell you want. So
Yeah, you're in the chilly zone.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, White
Yes.
Fox.
Oh my
I
god,
feel this.
White Fox! I
I have to have subtitles on, but I, like Evan, will have to pick what shows are like phone shows or Animal Crossing shows, and what are the ones that I am going to focus on.
Yeah.
Okay, but but I could take
have
it even a
rabbit
step
hole.
further, right? Like,
Okay.
she doesn't just have to have the subtitles on; she literally has to have the subtitles on, and so she will get on her phone and just miss everything that is happening, and I'm just
Yeah.
struggling
You're
to.
so right.
I'm like,
I know.
when she had, then she'll be like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah. Oh, well,
Please.
at least does not need to read the subtitles. And
Right.
if she's and we also have subtitles on, particularly if it's any kind of show in like UK, whatever, where you cannot understand a word they say.
Yeah.
But it's a few minutes later, at least it's like, so is this what's happening? And she'll try to describe it. It's like, no.
Yes,
Not at
that's
all.
exactly
or,
what's happening.
Or what is going on? And literally two seconds before they had told us what's going on.
I'm with you though, Fitz.
But
on,
no
like,
shade.
There
no
are,
shade.
no shit. There are shit
shade.
like shows that are in different. Emily in Paris was this way for me a lot, like because part of it is French, and so like I can't be playing on because I literally have to be watching to see what they say. It's why I don't watch
Squid
a lot
Game?
of. Yeah, I haven't watched Squid Game still. I'm sorry.
Oh,
So yeah,
it's so good.
yeah.
So good this year.
If something, if
Ooh,
it's
we should
a
do
show
a
that I
Squid Game
know,
Daggerheart episode.
there we go. Squid Game Daggerheart edition. That's, a campaign
that's how you
frame.
get me to watch it.
That's a
how you
campaign
get me to
frame.
watch it. There it
Interesting.
is. You,
Okay.
you figured out the magic loop.
Okay.
Should we let Matt unveil his
Yes.
character?
Sure.
I'm
Bring
going
us
to try
home.
this without taking Evan off the screen. Legit. I can do this. I can do hard
Yeah.
I think you did it.
things. But we're just seeing a black box.
Oh, I'm seeing
Right now.
Inara.
I'm seeing everything.
Oh,
Oh, I see a black box. I also, is anybody else hearing me doubled? Or is
No.
that, okay,
What?
I will
No.
just continue to live with that then.
Is everybody out there seeing a black box? You see
yeah.
you see everything.
We can see everything. Yeah.
great.
This happens sometimes in EvMux. I don't really know what to do when it happens.
I will watch on YouTube.
Yeah, but I can pull it up on YouTube.
I
or
will
just
watch your
okay.
screen on YouTube.
trust
Okay.
me.
Yeah. Matt can share his link with you
That's true. That's true.
if you need it.
I actually could.
I will be
There we go.
wrapped on Matt's every word and not play on my phone while he speaks.
Oh, there you
Let's
go.
go.
There you go. I'm gonna put this. Yeah, I'm just gonna put this in the. There is. I don't know. Maybe that'll work too. Okay, this is Inara Serra. I didn't know that was her last name. Number one.
Yeah.
So I have made Inara a bard because bards can be enchanting and charming, of course. But also we discover that Inara is just pure worldly. Also has training in basic swordplay. We discover in the episode Shindig, and so yeah, I think bard was just spot on for
Yeah.
Inara. She is human because I didn't know I could color outside of the lines, and I wish I had because that would be really fun. But I don't actually know what ancestry I would give her other than human. So those that are more Daggerheart lore, I'd love to hear what you thinks. But Wordsmith, I think there are moments where she plays or sings something, but I just went with Wordsmith, which is, I don't know, it felt just more bard lore kind of thing. That's what I was going for. School of lore. Okay, what I did for Inara, because she's not technically a fighter, not technically a magic user, so I just pumped up all of her traits, right? Obviously presence. I'm looking at this now and I feel like knowledge should have been higher. I would probably take an instinct down to at least one and put that back into knowledge. So
Okay.
Sure.
that's my edit to my own first draft. Let's see what else is exciting. I went that route. I've never done that in Daggerheart when building a character, kind of always hitting those trait upgrades. I thought it was really fun because you can get your character can get really, really powerful, and it's kind of the opposite of D&D, right? Where D&D, at least in the past, has pushed you to getting those skills up. You don't really, it's not as big of a deal in Daggerheart. So, because there's so many like cool cards to take. But I went for it just to see what it would be like. So she's got a lot of presence. Highborn, because she is an official consort, and she is actually a low grade, high elite. There are scenes where she kind of busts up and everybody's kind of bowing to her, and so she knows the highborn life. Experiences, worldly, so yeah, kind of boring, but
More than
worldly.
one world.
What? Yes, more than one, multiple worldly, and then ambassador I put down, which is in at least the first episode is a derogatory phrase that Mal uses to kind of make fun of her. He calls her the ambassador. He's kind of, he's making fun of her being companion. A companion. But the truth turns out is she actually does become ambassador. She does kind of multiple times become the one that is in the clutch, saves them by pretending to be someone else, or, she's good at that. I think that could be used. I'll be your private dancer. A dancer for money. She can be what you want her to be, but also someone who she wants to be, right? So I would say this would explain her ability to act, to take on roles as she does a few times as other people. And so I was kind of dumping her acting ability in there. And then, of course, Netflix and chill, which could have a couple of meanings depending on who you are and how old you are. But she's a Buddhist. And they get into that, which I did not remember the religion element of this show at all. I didn't remember Mal being a Christian. I didn't remember that book was like, it was Christianity. I thought it would be like, another kind of thing.
Space
but no.
religion.
Space religion, but no,
Space cowboy god.
Brother, can I just say that I don't know why this just struck me.
Sure.
That maybe you said I'll be your private dancer, and how she, part of her job as a companion is to play different characters for different people.
Yeah.
And who does that remind you of? It just reminded me of Echo in whatever that show was. I think Daniel Grace was saying it a little while ago. It's underrated. Help me out, chat.
Daredevil.
No.
Dollhouse.
Thank you, Daniel.
Dollhouse, right.
Dollhouse. Didn't start with a D, so you got that. D+. But yeah, so it
You're
just made me
right.
wonder, what is there something weird like
in Joss's
Joss
brain.
Whedon's mind that he likes to write women who can be anything?
Yeah.
And then imagine for a second, Marina Baccarin, am I pronouncing that right?
Baccarin.
As Echo instead of
yeah.
Elisha Dushku. That would have been
Oh
good.
man, that would have been great.
Anyway, sorry, brother. Continue.
No, I love. Yeah, I did. I haven't thought about that. Yeah, it is tough to look at some of this stuff when you know Joss a little bit better.
Yeah,
but
creep.
At the same time, okay, yeah, it is. There are tiny bits of problematicness, and yet there's also this so much love and so much respect. It is very complicated. It's a weird mishmash of stuff. Yeah. Equipment, I didn't dive too into that much. Small dagger and like what is it called? The rapier. But then I didn't know how to actually put this into an equipment in Daggerheart. But she always has a syringe of poison with her. We find out.
Oh.
Yeah. She has a syringe of poison. There's some theories, or maybe it becomes truth in the comics. I don't know, but there's some theories that she actually has a. This is not a spoiler because I don't even know whether it's true or not. That she has a terminal disease, which is interesting.
Oh.
I know.
Is it like a fan
is-
theory?
Yeah, maybe, or maybe it is implied further in the comics that I haven't read. But yeah, that's they. Some people have said, "Oh, why does she have that syringe?" She pulls it out when the Reavers come to
Reavers.
yeah, to
Rivers.
come to try to, oh God, they literally said, I can't even say it. Anyway, yes, it's always description of the Reavers is terrifying.
It's rough.
What they
Yeah, it's
what
real
they do
rough.
to you.
Yeah.
Yes, what they do
And
to
if
you.
you're lucky,
Hopefully in
And
that
if
order.
in that order.
If you're lucky.
Yeah.
Yes. And so finally her domain cards. I just gave her all the charm ones, right? Because again, we're not talking about somebody who uses magic. I don't really, except for her amazing, charm and enchantment. So Deaf Deceiver, Enrapture, got it. Tell No Lies, I figured someone who probably is so used to hearing lies, even on just a social hierarchy level, right? Would be able to also hear the lies, right? If you can tell a lie, you could probably hear a lie as well. And then Hypnotic Shimmer. So part of this was, just a hypnotic person, right? Yes, it could just be the beauty of Morena Baccarin and this character for sure, but also as in the first episode, there are some softcore, cheesy scenes with like full on like camera stop with like glistening lips and everything. I'm like, oh man.
Really?
Yeah, they don't do it again, thank God. But it's like super
didn't remember
cheese. Oh, bless her heart. Bless all of their hearts. But yeah, I was like, ooh, Hypnotic Shimmer. Because that's what it made me think of. And then, of course, my wife, Lindsay, immediately took out her phone, like she does, and showed me a picture of the hot gremlin from Gremlins 2. And yes, indeed, they do look similar.
The hot gremlin?
The hot gremlin.
What?
Which one is the hot
the
gremlin?
sexy gremlin. The sexy. Yeah, you
Okay.
gotta.
Oh my God.
First, go watch the Key and Peele episode, the skit
Sexy
where
gremlin.
they're putting together Gremlins 2. You have to watch that first, and
I
then
haven't
go
seen that.
find the sexy gremlin.
Oh my God.
Woo! And then look for a picture of.
You've just given us the big bad for Bud and Herb season 2, Hunt for the Sexy Gremlin.
The sexy
Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'll wait for everybody to go Google
Oh
that
my
real quick.
God.
But yes, she is hypnotizing as a person and so on and so on. And then soothing speech because she is healing people and she's combing their hair and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And the rest of us just fits right in, just kind of locks in, I think. Yeah, again, like a wash, not as combat heavy, but definitely would want her on your side.
Oh yeah.
There was a little
Undoubtedly.
discussion about about her ancestry. I saw fairy and elf.
Sure.
She feels very elven to me. I said elf and Ferris is what I would build her as. I'm taking the celestial trance from
Sure.
elf and fearless from Ferris.
Sure.
Is how I would probably build her. She seems very elven to me though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Morena
for sure.
just seems elven.
Yeah.
She does.
Yeah.
She does.
Well, another
Solid.
Bravo.
Solid entry there, brother.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you all. I really do now want to play this game.
I know.
I
me
really
too.
do.
I know, Daniel, you're hired.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Waiting.
Bing bong.
That wasn't when we initially
Ding
cooked
dong.
up this episode. We were just going to have some fun
Yeah.
building some characters because that's what we
Yeah.
love to do. But somewhere along the way, I saw it mentioned in Discord this week as well. Like we could just play the characters that we built.
Could just do
Yeah.
it.
Could just.
Just do it.
You know that one
I
of
know so many
the experiences of Kaylee's in the Firefly RPG, like the top one's got to be, what is it?
Oh, the experiences. Oh, yeah. I didn't show Let's say
Shiny
Dincho and
Captain.
Nara's shiny captain. Yeah. So right before we head out for the day, what if we just run through the other ones and try to figure out at least their classes?
Yeah,
maybe?
I was gonna say the same because it's like there's just not enough of us to have been able to do others, but like
Right.
Kaylee and Book and
Yeah.
Well, and I'd love to know too what the chat thinks as well. What y'all
yeah,
are feeling.
because
for
it's easier in
some of
D&D. Like
It is a
obviously
little easy. You
Kaylee's
just
more
have more
artificer,
options.
but like what would Kaylee be in Daggerheart?
Can't believe I missed this one.
I
Nailed
aim
it.
to misbehave.
Yeah, that
That's
was discussed.
Mal
while you
says
were-
that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Does-
I think Daniel and DT both brought that one up as well.
Yeah.
Of this.
I mean, I would put Kaylee probably as sorcerer because for me there is some chaos to the way that she functions. I could also
Yeah,
see her as
yeah.
some kind of fighter though. Like we could build her off of.
Yeah.
Warrior's probably not quite right, but sorcerer was where
Yeah.
I first went. David
could
said
see, like-
Kaylee's a bard.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we're split on Kaylee because I could see her as like a bard or a seraph because she has this like
Healing
such
the
a
ship.
soft presence
Yeah.
that really, yeah, she heals the ship, and I think
True. But
she's
then
good for the
Shepherd
soul
Book
for the others. I know.
is-
Yeah,
For sure.
classic
Classic
Seraph.
Seraph.
I mean,
And see, DT said Jane is fighter. I would put Jane as a ranger.
Oh,
poor Kay.
I like that too. I think someone else earlier had him as a ranger.
Yeah, he just
Tell us why. What are your thoughts?
he seems more like when I think about like even visually picture, it's always Mal and Zoe, and she's taking range shots too with her gun. I get that, but like it's almost like just the proximity of Jane to everyone else.
Yeah.
It's Mal and Zoe up front, and Jane is always elsewhere, and that just feels more like
You're right.
I'm using the word range quite literally here.
Yeah. And
he's-
and Dave's saying that core skill is a
core skill's a
actual
tracker.
There
That
you
makes
go.
sense. I love
There you
that.
go.
And I think we're on the right path with a lot of these for multi-classing. I could absolutely make a warrior ranger wanger.
Right.
He is a wanger. He's a wanker. So
he's a wanker.
Wanker.
I
Yeah.
don't-
Yeah,
IRL. He might be
IRL.
actual.
that's
wanker.
why we didn't. That's why we didn't choose
take
him.
him.
Actually,
We
we were like,
didn't.
eh, we'll leave him out.
Yeah. Aw.
So
yeah. It looks like everybody would like dip
River?
into ranger for like either the
Sure.
warrior or something.
River
I did
would be
see
a sorcerer.
who was it? I think it was Dave
Yeah.
Ellis said sorcerer
100%.
bard multi-class for Kaylee, which I could fully, I think, get on board there.
Sure.
I think Evan nailed it for River though.
What did you say for River?
Sorcerer for River? Because she have innate powers?
Yeah, there is
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of cool mind shit she's doing.
Yeah. And then
Mutations.
Simon.
See, he
Wizard?
feels seraphy to me, or we could bend druid. I think if we needed to for the healing elements.
Right, because he's the doctor.
Oh, he's the doctor. Right,
Yeah.
right.
He-
Right. Forgot about that.
But he
That's-
doesn't have whereas the shepherd has more of a connection to religion and healing in that way, like spiritual healing. Simon is physical.
Yeah.
Healing.
Wizard.
Wizard.
Yeah, White Fox said
Seraph
Simon
wizard,
is Seraph
yeah.
Wizard, so then you can.
Yeah.
That makes since
There
he
you
is
go.
so.
Why
learned.
didn't they use the word shepherd instead of seraph? I'm still so annoyed.
This is the
upset
thing that
about
you were
this.
just so hung up on.
I'm gonna die on that hill alone.
You know what? We support
Just gonna
you.
be me.
We'll make
maybe
pins.
and maybe
Really
White
pretty
Fox. Maybe
flowers
we'll see. I don't know. Maybe
Out there
Seth
for
has
you on
changed
that
his
hill, though.
mind. It just drives me
Decorated
insane.
nice, we promise.
Take it.
I know.
Doesn't feel right. But anyway,
We can start a club for you. Don't worry.
I really do want to see what Darrington would do with Artificer officially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would want them to hit it out of the park,
Yeah.
but I feel like they could, because in D&D it is often felt that the Artificer was kind of grafted on, but in the world of of Matt Mercer's mind, right? There's tons of technology and tons of tinkering and tinkerers. And
He just did such a good job of really making like the gunslinger
mechanist,
fighter and the artificer feel complete in his world that
Yeah.
I would hope that
Yeah.
could translate to thoughtfulness when it comes to Daggerheart, because I too would love that. That's what it's kind of missing, like, because I want to play an artificer. I mean, I've had a couple character thoughts, and I have one that I just rolled up that's an artificer, and it's like I have to go into it knowing that it's not going to be as satisfying. It's going to be more clunky than it should be, and I would just love a system where that's not the case.
Yeah.
Yep. Amen to that.
So, because for sure that would be Kaylee would be the artificer. I
Kaylee,
mean,
for
come on.
sure.
1000%.
I just love that there's so many hardcore Firefly nerds up in
I
this
know.
community.
Still,
Makes me so happy.
It
I wish
really
we could all
does.
get together
I'm not
and just
surprised,
do a
but-
binge.
I'm-
Maybe we need to do BSG.
I am ready to make a very official announcement here live on air.
Oh boy.
I think 5 years after I finally watched Firefly, I am finally officially ready to watch Serenity.
Okay. Are you going to watch the series first? I would
I
recommend
think
it.
that I'm onto something. I think I'm going to watch up to the last episode, and I'm going to skip the last episode, and then go into Serenity. I think that's my best bet.
I loved
gonna
that
do it.
that creepy ass villain in the last episode, though. He was so disturbing.
I was furious. I don't even remember what I was mad about. Like most things that I get angry at, and like 2 months later, I'm like, what? I was mad. But I was furious, and that's why I refused to watch it. So I'm. Dan says he's so proud of me. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
I also have a statement.
Okay. Oh, I love this.
And I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way, and I'm not trying to summon the name that makes anybody uncomfortable, but I do have to say that if you, again, take the bad things that the man has done, I think one of the reasons that Buffy, Angel, all of Joss's works captured the hearts of nerds was that he kind of was one of the first for nerds by nerds. I mean, he was speaking the language out of the gate. You know, the Scoobies in Buffy were they were speaking a language that was made up. It was something that nerds could just hook into.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
It's just
R.I.P.
frustrating. Frustrating.
Simpler times.
Did you say
apparently more
R.I.P.?
complicated.
oh no, sorry.
We need a
boy.
disclaimer that is not a threat.
Yeah, that's not real. Sweden is alive and well as far as I know. But anyway.
As far as you know.
Yeah, no, Ev. But you mentioned in the chat that you've got Sarah Michelle kind of like talking about a reboot. I
fully
I'd be down with that.
endorsing.
I'd be
Yeah.
down
She's
with
not
that.
just endorsing it; she's in it.
Involved.
She will be
Great.
in it.
Yeah.
and
Great.
but she only agreed to do it when they finally came to her with a concept that she agreed
felt
with.
good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it doesn't sound like Joss is involved in any way.
Interesting.
I doubt
Though
that
it's
he
still
would.
his
I mean, I would
IP,
doubt it.
Yeah,
but
maybe he.
It's
Well,
not like
it's
he
hard
wrote
to
every
say.
episode, of course, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. Like, it's got to do with something about his ownership or anything, because they also made the podcast,
Right.
the Canon podcast recently. And I wonder, you know, I feel better with people like SMG protecting the IP in a way that, like, I have more confidence in a reboot if she says, like, hey, people have been coming to me for a long time with these things, and I've said no. I've always said no, and I've finally said yes.
Yeah. Glenn, yes, this is what
Yeah.
I'm hearing.
Hoping and hearing.
Buffy the
Yeah.
Watcher. Yeah.
She is not the Slayer. That there is an actor they have cast as the Slayer.
Right. Should be.
And sign me up. SMG. I mean, I was just happy to see her back in that new Dexter show. So,
All right.
but sign me up. SMG as Buffy and anything. I'll show up.
Oh, Rabbit, that's, you know what, you're right. Disney and Fox own
Everything.
everything. So I would imagine that they could cut, because Disney is Disney, I'm sure they've cut Whedon now, effectively.
Yeah. Age of Ultron. They didn't even care about all the bad personal things he'd done. They were just like, nope, Age of Ultron, you're out.
Bye.
Bye.
Major announcement though going down here, you guys. We're in the presence of greatness.
Oh.
The ghost
Wow,
of
Jax.
is-
Damn.
is
There can
the
be only
Slayer.
one. It's you.
Where do you have time to go out in the middle of the night and slay some fams?
Man, you do it all. How do you do it
Yeah.
all?
How do you do
You
it
have a
all?
job, you're a
And look
parent,
hot.
Teacher, mama,
wife,
all these things.
slayer,
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Writer,
a sinner, and a
Yeah.
saint.
Yeah.
spouse.
Oh,
Sinner
man,
and a
oh,
saint.
man.
This was fun, everybody. This was really fun.
Yeah. It was a
I
good one.
enjoyed
Yeah.
doing this. This is the way
Yeah.
to spend a Friday.
Okay. What's
Thank
our
you.
what's our CTA, AK?
Like the stream, like the
Boom.
vid. If you want more like
Ooh.
this,
Do it.
see us. Well, let's hang out like this every single Friday.
Yes.
Y'all are down. I'm down.
Sure, that sounds like a new idea, and I love it.
12:30
Yeah.
ET.
Yeah.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
We'll
I'll-
figure out what we're going to chat about next week when.
That's
I think
right.
we might be
That's
A
right.
couple friends down.
But we'll,
Yeah.
well, yeah, a
We're
couple
gonna be a
friends down.
Cylon.
We're gonna bust it. Yes.
Well, I don't know, Matt. Maybe you'll just bust into your house. I know where you
Maybe
live.
I'll
Oh,
just
that's right.
bust a
Oh my
nuts.
gosh. Fitz is gonna be live in the office.
Chicago.
Snaps all around.
Oh,
him.
you are?
That's right. Come
are you
on, there's
doing?
plenty of room.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If
Come
anybody's
on, brother.
gonna be
Yeah.
in Chicago for C2E2, let me know.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to C2E2.
I don't know that I'm gonna go to C2E2, but I'm gonna be
Oh.
around because we're gonna go to the
Aw, you
Critical
should.
Role show.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
you're
I don't know.
special.
I don't know if I'm gonna have time to hit up C2E2, but we'll see.
It's so much fun.
Because it's a quick jaunt to Chicago and back. But
There
if
you
anybody's
go.
going, hit me up.
Yeah.
Yup.
There you go.
Well,
yes.
Thanks, you guys.
Until then.
Thanks, Jax, David Ellis, Dan Freeman, Disastrous Goth, Glenn, Daniel, White Fox, everybody, Kai. Thanks, everybody.
What's going
Keep
as
going.
long as it
Keep
can.
going. Keep
Well, I just
going.
tried to,
Keep going.
we hadn't mentioned every Fire Drake,
true. It's
Drew, Digital Twisties,
CZ.
Dave,
Nightbot.
yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Nightbot.
Thanks for coming.
Nightbot.
And not being drunk today,
I'm
Nightbot.
not being
Good
drunk.
job. We're
Nightbot
proud of you,
has-
buddy.
I think Nightbot sobered up
Yeah, on the wagon.
on the wagon.
Okay.
Dinosaurs.
Till next time.
Thanks, everybody.
Happy
We'll see
weekends,
y'all soon.
everybody.
Goodbye.